Hi, this is Arthur Robinson Jr. I am the creator of PowerfulInterviews.com and I am the creator of AudioSecretsTrainingEvent.com. I want to welcome each and every one of you to this powerful video. In this interview, you're going to experience life-changing information that you will not find anywhere else. I'm doing an incredible interview with a great friend of mine. His name is Mark Victor Hansen. Mark Victor Hansen is the co-author of the best phenomenal book in history, Chicken Soup for the Soul. Mark Victor Hansen and his great friend Jack Canfield, they have sold over 500 million books worldwide. He is also the author of The Millionaire Code, and he is the author of 1 Minute Millionaire. So right about now, go get your pen and your pad, sit back and relax, and write down some notes. In this interview that I'm going to reveal to you with my great friend, international speaker Mark Victor Hansen, he's going to teach you on how you can turn your book into a phenomenal business card. This interview is going to change your life. So check it out. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Arthur Robinson Jr. I'm the creator of PowerfulInterviews.com, and today I have another special interview for each and every one of you. Today I have a wonderful person on the call, and he's a great friend of mine. His name is Mark Victor Hansen. And for those that don't know Mark, let me explain to each and every one of you about this incredible, powerful man. Mark Victor Hansen is a world-renowned authority in the field of self-development or storytelling, money-making for kids and adults. Mark is the co-creator of the best-selling series Chicken Soup for the Soul and 1 Minute Millionaire. He is the founder of the RichestKidsAcademy.com. He is the winner of the prestigious Alger Award for Distinguished Americans, offering college scholarship to the homeless and at-risk students. Mark has been over 5,000 of radio and TV shows. He is the host of the infomercial series called The Hansen Report, seen daily by millions worldwide. Mark has been given 8 doctorate awards. He is dedicated to keeping free enterprise, free creating profitable innovations and inventions to get and keep our economy rocking. Having sold over 500 million books, he is the world's #1 best-selling nonfiction author according to Guinness Book of Records, and that is an awesome, impressive resume. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome the one, the only, the powerful Mark Victor Hansen to the show.
Wow, I'm humbled after that loving introduction. Thank you very much, Arthur. That was great.
Well, I'd like to thank you, Mark, for taking time out of your busy schedule to educate me and the listeners worldwide about your powerful book, Cracking the Millionaire Code, and about rip-roaring wealth. I gladly appreciate it.
Well, listen, I think it's really simple, and what I'm dedicated to at this time of my life, because I'm 65 years young, I don't ever think you should call it old, but is that what I want to do is help people literally build wealth tax-free with no market risk, and everybody wants to know how, and I'm the one to teach it.
To everyone that is listening on this show today, I highly recommend go and get your pen and your pad right now. My great friend Mark Victor Hansen is going to break down in layman's terms about rip-roaring wealth, and we're definitely going to talk about his powerful book, Cracking the Millionaire Code. Now, what I'd like to know, Mark, and can you explain to the listeners in layman's terms, who is the powerful Mark Victor Hansen? How long have you been in your powerful industry, and what is your expertise?
Well, 40 years ago, I'm 26 years old, and I'm deciding that I've failed. I've lost $2 million of other people's money in New York in one day. So I'm so low, I got to reach up to touch bottom. I am just beyond hope, I thought, and I unfortunately thought my self-worth and my financial worth were the same because I didn't know any better. Because I thought, boy, if I had money, then I could be, what you just said, successful and powerful. Point is, you're successful and powerful from the top down, inside out. I mean, Christ said the kingdom of heaven is within, and you got to decorate your own home entertainment center. That's why I said your house has many mansions, your many rooms, many thought forms. And what you want to do is take them and understand that you got to be healthy, whole, complete inside and feel the abundance inside before you can find it on the outside. I mean, like right now we happen to be on vacation and working a little bit in Arizona right now in Phoenix, and the sky's finally blue. We've had horrific rainstorms the last couple of days, as you may know, and it's blue sky is infinite, and the ability for any one of us to earn money, save money, invest money, and grow money is infinite if you just learn the principles, which we're teaching in all my books, whether it's 1 Minute Millionaire, Cracking the Millionaire Code, or The Richest Kids in America.
What inspired you to write your powerful book, Chicken Soup for the Soul?
Well, Jack and I, back when I was upside down and inside out in 1974, I said, holy cow. What do I really want to do? And that's really the question for everyone listening too. The question is, what if you do it from a spirit? What's my divine destiny? What's my spiritual destiny? What's God's destiny for me? And what I said is, I want to grow up and be a professional speaker that talks to people that care about things that matter, that make a life-changing destiny for them and for me. And once I started speaking, I came here, curiously enough, to Phoenix, Arizona, when the National Speakers Association was holding its first meeting, and I heard the dean of speakers, who became my great, great friend and teacher, Cabot Robert, and Cabot said you could do multi-authored books, and I never thought of that because, going through high school, I'd done really well in writing and all that, but and in college, of course, university, and did well. But I never thought about doing a multi-author book because I didn't think I was 26. I was a kid. What did I have to say that would be unique, profound? Now I've written 305 bestsellers, but up to that time I hadn't written, and I hit the guy next to me, Keith DeGreen, who lives here in Phoenix, curious enough, and I said, hey, here's what we got. What do you think? And by the way, you just reminded me I got to call him while I'm here. So the point is that it was amazing, and we did a book, and I sold 20,000 copies from the platform that year. I was talking to little insurance meetings with 6, 10, or sometimes up to 100 people, and selling them my little $10 book, because once you're speaking, I wasn't getting much of a fee, so you had to sell a product, and the books cost about $1. We printed them ourselves at Kingsport Press in Tennessee, and now I own a publishing house, but so if somebody wants it, they can go to my website, markvictorhansen.com, or call my 800-433-2314 number, and we gladly help them with any number of things that we're going to talk about today, like insurance and a couple other things, because it's not the best vehicle. But I sold 20,000 copies 20,000 copies at $10 each, grossed $200,000, 40 years ago. And I thought, holy cow, I have died and gone to heaven. I am having a ball. I'm in my right livelihood. Now, that's the other question that your listeners got to hear, is that am I in my right livelihood? Not do I have a job? Am I making money? But like you, Arthur, are loving doing these radio shows, and that's why they unfold for you, because it's part of your divine destiny. Well, my divine destiny was to speak and then write and then, build business as an entrepreneur and change the world. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense. Now, you have your own publishing house, and I look at you as a marketing genius. Can you explain to the listeners in your own powerful way, what is your definition of marketing, and what does marketing mean to you?
Well, marketing is your outreach to the potential customer. So, like before we do a book, we always start with the market, and you test the market, make sure they'll buy it. Like when I'm teaching people to sell books, and I've got a lot of tapes in my office, and do some seminars, and we had a whole website you can go to called Wealthy Writer's Wisdom, because if you're going to write, don't write for yourself unless you're just writing your autobiography and you just want to give it to your family. And today we can print on demand, POD, print on demand, 1 book, 10 books, 100 books, and just give them to your family and all your lineage down, or your best friends. But assuming you want to make money with the book, you've got to market it. And what I did, and Jack and the Mark team, Dr. Jack Hansen and myself are partners in the Chicken Soup series. And now we've got Amy Newmark and Bill Rawana. But we started with just the two of us, and we said, this is what we want to do, and we want to sell 1 billion books, which nobody had ever done. And, as a marketing guy, I said, how do you do it? And let me just take 2 examples. One is Mother's Day. Nobody had ever done a book on Mother's Day. And I said, oh, my goodness gracious, I love my mommy, and most people like their mom. And so I said, what do? You give her flowers, and you take her to lunch, and, maybe you treat her well, buy her a massage or something. But I said, nobody's ever done a book. So we've been number 1 8 years in a row in Chicken Soup for the Mother Soul. And it's also good to give to her at Thanksgiving or Christmas or, because we're a gift book. Then we did Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul. And our publisher said, they'll never sell. I got teenagers that buy CDs, concert tickets, and clothes. And I went, oh, my God, this is going to work. And we tested it. Now, remember, you got to test market it. And you don't say, do you like my book? Because nobody wants to insult you and say, Arthur, that's a crummy book and a dumb title. And then I'm picking on you because you're the celebrity here with me. But the fact of the matter is, I said, will you give me, and in the case of our books, originally they're $12, now they're $12.95 because inflation and price of paper and all that's gone up. But the point is it, we did heart-touching, soul-penetrating stories. We did Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul, and the test was we sent out an email in the beginning, 2 years ago now, to 12,000 kids at Nickelodeon and said, here's 250 stories. Tell us which ones you like on a scale of 1 to 10. What rates is a 10 or a 10 plus plus plus, meaning it's off the Richter scale. You dang well love it, like it. You got to memorize. You read it once. It changed your life. It inspired you with, we had 7 models. It had to give goosebumps, God bumps, chili bumps, cause. The critical one, as far as I was concerned and Jack was concerned, was instantaneous behavioral change. And, let's talk about how successful it was because we checked the market first. The market wanted to buy. Kids went into a mall, like I had teenagers in, now they're all graduating college, but the kids went into a mall and they dropped $50 and you go, in rich neighborhoods, and then you said, when a kid came home, where'd you go? I don't know, Dad, the mall ate it. Well, that's cute, but what did the mall eat? Well, it'll buy books if there were books that changed their hearts. So, and I've had so many kids, we had to pay $100,000 a year for a psychiatrist to answer calls because our books open up your heart energy, your heart chakra, your love zone. And one kid would talk to another and say, oh, my God, can I read you the story? Because, Arthur, if you and I are teenagers together, let's say we're 14 or 16 years old together, hey, man, what's happening? Well, that doesn't take you anywhere. But if you read a story, I wish I had a brother like that. And I can take you through the story if you want. But the point is, you go, oh, my God. And all of a sudden, I open up your heart. Now you're going to tell me soul to soul, heart to heart, core essence to core essence. It's no longer jive talk. It's the serious stuff of our lives. Does that make sense? And we sold 19 million. I got to finish that. So we test the market first. That was an answer to the question. I probably went 28 paragraphs too long.
You said pretty much you have to keep testing the market. So would you say that marketing done right is the quickest path to the sell?
Absolutely. What I did is I interviewed the 101 best-selling authors on behalf of Jack and Mark team, and
wow.
Like we interviewed the guy who made $40 million with The Road Less Traveled, the psychiatrist Scott Peck, and he's 12 years number 1, and I wanted to, but I didn't call him and say, hey Scott, baby, tell me how to write, because I knew how to write. What I need to know is how the heck do you market? What did you do to do that? And so like Ken Blanchard, Dr. Blanchard, the 1 Minute Manager, and I wrote the 1 Minute Millionaire with his permission, but Kenny said, and he was one of Jack's teachers at Harvard, said, hey, look, feedback is a breakfast of champions. That's what you're asking about. It's Ken's quote. Feedback is a breakfast of champions, and we got to get feedback from the market. And so I asked all these 101 best-selling authors, both fiction and nonfiction, I said, what did you do to market? I don't need to know how to write. I know how to write. There's a lot of people, all of us can write. The question is, can you market? Because there are a lot of great books that aren't marketed, and as a result, they sit in the shelves and they don't source or serve anyone. And, Christ said the greatest amongst you is servant of all, so you're supposed to be out here serving. You're not supposed to say, well, I wrote the books so the publisher's going to sell. The publisher doesn't sell anything. They couldn't if they wanted to. They don't know what they're doing. The marketing has got to be done by the author, him or herself, and so you got to have that wired. What are you going to do to market it? Because everyone thinks, well, I write a book and then they owe it to me to sell it. No, the market doesn't owe it to you to buy it. The publisher doesn't owe it to you to do his or her work is printing books. Your work as an author is to sell them. So go to a market that's going to last and figure out how to do it. And that's why, and I found out the kids don't graduate college. Only 1 in 10 that matriculate graduate. I did, Jack and I champion different books. I champion Chicken Soup at the College Soul. We sell millions every year, and parents that know what they're doing say, look, little Samantha, you're going to leave mom and dad now and you're going to go to college. It's going to be scary. Well, when they read our book, they go, oh, my God, I can relate to other kids. I'm not going to have separation anxiety from mommy and daddy, and I can make it through. And we've gotten it down to like 1 out of 2 now, whereas before it was 1 in 10 that matriculated, started graduating. Now we're getting it way down because they're reading the book, because it changes their thinking. Because my wife owns a company called Skinny Life, and it's a conscious weight loss program, the biggest in the world. And what happens is when you change your thinking, you change your life, whether it's trying to lose weight or whether you're trying to write a book or whether, in your case, you're learning how to market. Or in this case, you're going from poor to rich, because you've got to get rich now with the silliness going on in Washington at every level. You've got to be rich and you've got to be tax-free, which we'll talk to in a little bit.
You are experiencing a life-changing, powerful interview, and you are hearing it first from Arthur Robinson Jr.'s PowerfulInterviews.com. You said...
I was nice about silliness in Washington. Wasn't that good, Arthur? That was gentle compared to what I'd like to say.
This is absolutely wonderful, and I appreciate you coming on my show today. Yes. You said you changed your thinking, changed your life. Can you explain to the listeners, what is the best advice that you have ever received?
Well, I've received it, I've inculcated it, and loaded it, and I define it this way. First of all, you got to figure out what you want. That's critical. Like, I knew I wanted to be a speaker. Then I knew I wanted to be a writer. Now I know I want to be an entrepreneur. Now I know I want to change the world positively. Like Singularity University says, what are you going to do to positively change the world for 1 billion people? That's 1/7 of the world's population this decade. Because otherwise you're not doing any work. You're saying, I'm going to mumble my way to work. I'm going to be a wonk. I'm going to take a job, man. I'll go flip these on hamburgers. Dumb. No, you are here. If you're listening to this interview, you've got a divine destiny that is bigger. I mean, Christ always said, greater is he or she that is in you than he or she that is in the world. Well, you've got a greater thing. So number one, you got to know what you want. And desire is the key. Desire is what gets you to rise higher and higher. And then number two, you got to put it in writing. The spiritual language says, write a thing, make it clear. I wrote a while of a business plan with 1,094 things we're going to do, sell more books than anybody else, because I interviewed 101 guys and ladies, got the ideas, and said, you know, what science is setting in order the facts of experience. So I set it in order. So number one, you figure out what you want. Number two, you put it in writing. Number three, you're going to be in what's called vibratory alignment. This is what the law of attraction is about, what Esther Hicks teaches so well. And vibration alignment means that if you tune to radio station 101, you don't hear anything above it or below it. So I was in vibration alignment with selling more books than anybody's ever sold, because no one else, as far as I know, until I said it, wrote down that they're going to sell 1 billion books, which is, if you look at my critics on Google, they go, nobody's ever sold 1 billion books, so Hansen's out to lunch. You know, don't listen to him, he's crazy. Well, look, I sold 500 million books, so I'm halfway to goal, and I'm only halfway through my life. I'm going to live to be 127 with options for renewal, so I'm going to pull this off. And I think I got enough momentum now. You know, momentum is a thing. Like, if a car is stopped at the top of a hill in San Francisco, you can stop it if it starts to move an inch. But if you're in the middle of a hill and the thing's going 60 miles an hour, you get in front of it, you're gone, right? So momentum is a powerful, powerful thing. And we now have momentum, and we got a movie coming out. We got a TV show coming out. We got a lot of great books coming out. So, you know, the question is, do you want to do something? So number one, we said, what do you want? Number two, you got to put it in writing. Number three, you got to be in vibrational alignment with it. And then number four, and then that's as far as I'll go with answering your question, is the greatest advice question is number four is you got to have a team to get your dream. Team, a acronym, one word meaning others. Together, everyone accomplishes miracles, because you and I are here to accomplish miracles. You're not here to go, harum, 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 it's off to work, we go. No, that's not it. You're here to do big things. And you know, I did a whole set, Dave Nightingale Conant, one of their best-selling ever, called How to Think Bigger Than You Ever Thought You Could Think. What is it you could do? Like right now, I can end the whole national debt. I own an insurance company, and they can call my 800 number, 433-2314, if they want, and we'll gladly, you know, help them get kid insurance for $100 a month. We can insure all 17 million kids in America, and that replaces a $17 trillion deficit. It doesn't solve entitlements. It doesn't solve overspending in Washington and crazy, let's fund the stock market, nutso stuff that you can read the front page of USA Today, and you go, The stock market's complaining because we put $85 billion in it every month from the government. The government has no right doing that. None. Zero. That's not in the Constitution. I was at the biggest constitutional lawyer on Saturday, and this is nuts. Okay, more than you wanted to know. I'm not supposed to do politics, right?
Oh, we can talk about politics, too. Whatever your heart desires, we're going to talk about.
Okay, good.
Now,
you figure out what you want, you put it in writing, you get in vibratory alignment with it so you're tuned into the right station and you feel it before you get there, right? I mean, the line in the Bible says, I call those things that are not seen as though they were seen and they came to be seen. I mean, I saw myself everywhere I wanted. I wanted an ideal wife. I wanted to have a family. I wanted to have kids and grandkids. I wanted to travel to the whole world and, just have the most exciting. You and I are here to live at the edge of leadership, right? And be leading edge in our thinking, living, joy, and experience. Okay.
Now, you took your ideas and your ideas just flourished. So you basically took your passion and turned them into profits. So would you say that ideas are the real capital of real wealth?
Right. My teacher, when I was getting my doctorate, I was at Buckminster Fuller, and Fuller said he's got a different economic model than anyone. And listeners, you want to write this down, but it's RW equals I times E. Real wealth equals ideas times energy. Now, energy is infinite, right? If you're excited, your energy goes up. So if you got ideas that you're excited about, your wealth is going to go up. And like I said, I'm excited about what we call $1 million baby insurance policy where, for $100 a month, we can get a kid $100.